Hello students, welcome to the session of separation axioms in metric spaces. We proved in previous session that every metric space XD is a T2 space, that means it is a Hausdorff space. Since it is T2 and T2 implies T1 implies T0 means every metric space is T0, T1 and T2. Okay. Now we are going to prove a theorem. Every metric space is T4. Every metric space is T4. So how will you prove this theorem? I take let XD be a metric space. D be the corresponding metric on X. Okay. We want to prove that it is T4. T4 means, what is T4? T4 means T1 plus regular. Okay. Since we have proved it is T2, since XD is T2, it is T1, right? Comma, it is T1. So we will prove it is regular. It is not regular, normal. T4 is equal to T1 plus normal. Yeah, we will prove XD is normal. So to prove XD is normal, I have to consider two disjoint closed set, C and D. So I take let C and D be two disjoint closed sets in X. Okay. Then I have to construct two open sets U and V to contain C and D separately. Okay. So for that I am going to define a function. Define a map f from x to r, which is a real valued function defined by f of x is equal to, you consider the distance of x comma a minus distance of x comma b. What is the distance of a point and a set? You know, distance of a point and a set is defined by, you consider distance between x comma y, where y is varying over a. Then you take the infimum of this distance, that will be the distance from a point to a set. Suppose a is a set and x is a point, you consider the distance between all the points in capital A from x. Okay. Then you take the infimum. That infimum will be the corresponding distance of x and a. Ready? So I define a function like this, a real valued function defined by infimum of, distance of x comma a minus distance of x comma b. Yeah. Then f will be a continuous function because distance function is continuous. Then f is continuous. F is a continuous real valued function. Continuous real valued function defined on a metric space XD. Okay. Now we will note the properties of the function f. Okay. If what is x? X is a point in capital X. Okay. If we take x in capital D, comma, I define f of x equal to x comma. The closed sets A and B. Okay. I take A and B are two disjoint closed sets in capital X. Then define a map f from x to r such that fx equal to distance of x comma a minus distance of x comma b. Okay. Now we consider if x belongs to b, then what happened? Distance between x comma b will be 0. When a point belongs to a set, then distance from that point to that set will be equal to 0 because infimum will be 0. Right. When this value is 0, then f of x is equal to distance of x comma a. And you know distance will not be negative. Therefore, when x in b, then distance function is positive means f of x will be greater than 0. Right. Then f of x will be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Similarly, if x belongs to a, then distance of x comma a will be 0. When this will be 0, whatever this value, whatever the positive value distance of x comma b, that will be negative, right? Then f of x will be greater than, less than or equal to 0. So I consider two sets u and v such that u equal to f inverse of the interval minus infinity comma 0 and v equal to f inverse of the interval 0 comma infinity. It is open interval, okay? Since minus infinity comma open interval minus infinity comma 0 and open interval 0 comma infinity are open with respect to the real line with the usual topology. These two sets are belongs to actually which is 0, this is infinity and this will be goes to minus infinity. Then these two intervals are clearly belongs to real line with the usual topology. And you know, in usual topology these two intervals are open, right? Since minus infinity comma 0 and 0 comma infinity are open sets in R with respect to usual topology to you. And since f is a continuous function, you know, inverse image of open set will be open, right? And since f is continuous, inverse image of open sets are open, which implies u and v are open in our space capital X. Now we will prove that our closed set A is contained in U and B is contained in V and U and V are disjoint. Then our space will be normal. Now I take a point, let X belongs to U intersection B, which means X belongs to f inverse of minus infinity 0 intersection f inverse of 0 comma infinity, and that means X belongs to f inverse of minus infinity 0 intersection 0 comma infinity, and this means x belongs to f inverse of what is this intersection? This is empty, right? So f inverse of empty, so you get f x belongs to empty set, right? X belongs to empty set, which is not possible. Therefore u intersection v must be equal to empty. Okay, so we get u and v are disjoint open sets. Now we will prove, we claim that A is contained in U and B is contained in V. So to prove this, I take a point, let x in A. When x belongs to capital A, then we have f of x will be less than or equal to 0. So which means, actually which is strictly less than 0. So which means f of x will belongs to f inverse of, no, f of x belongs to f of u, which means x belongs to corresponding u. Similarly, if x belongs to capital B, then we get f of x is greater than 0. When f of x is greater than 0, x belongs to the interval 0 comma infinity. Therefore, f of x belongs to this interval. Therefore, x belongs to f inverse of 0 comma infinity, which is equal to v, which means x belongs to v. So when x belongs to A, that in U, when x belongs to B, that in V, which means A is contained in U and B is contained in V. Therefore we get corresponding to disjoint closed sets A and B, corresponding to disjoint closed sets A and B, comma, there exist disjoint open sets U and V such that A in U and B in V, which implies our space is normal, XD is normal. We already know XD is T1, therefore every metric space is T3. T4. Every metric space will be T4. So we proved that every metric space is T4. And you know, T4 spaces, since T4 space implies T3, I can say that every metric space is T3. So this is also the proof for every metric space is T3. So we proved that every metric space is T4 and T4 implies T3, T3 implies T2, T2 implies T1, T1 implies T0. So which means every metric space satisfies all these separation axioms. Every metric space satisfies all these separation axioms.